Here is my sugar baby era story time. I feel like I need a huge disclaimer. I'm not promoting this whatsoever. This is just what I did when I was 18, young and dumb. And now I have some crazy stories about it. So to emphasize, I am not promoting this. But get your bag if you want to get your bag. When I was 18 years old and just got to college, I immediately got into a really serious relationship, which ended up being super toxic. During our breaks from each other, and we had breaks literally every 2 weeks, I was like, fuck men, I'm going to be a sugar baby. No, literally fuck love, I'm going to be a sugar baby. Also for me, it was the best of both worlds because I had to financially support myself in college and I hated men at the time. So I was like, I'll just get paid to be gorgeous. So I signed up for a particular website and everybody, if you know, you know. And I met my first sugar daddy on there. And he's like, meet me at this Chicago restaurant. It's such a nice restaurant. I was like, of course, perfect, fine, I got this. I wanted to die. I was so nervous. I was so scared, but I was like, fuck men, fuck love, I'm a sugar baby. So I'm on the date with this old ass motherfucker and he immediately is telling me who he is and everything about him and what he does. He's like, you can Google me, you can do all these things. I'm like, okay, sir, I don't give that much of a fuck about you. I'm just here for a coin. And dinner with you at a 5-star restaurant sounded a lot better than my meal plan tonight. So that's why I'm here. But I realized I'm not a good sugar baby whatsoever. Because these men just want their ego validated and I'm just like, okay. Date goes on and this motherfucker decides that he can read palms. He's like, I learned how to read palms. I'm like, whatever. He starts reading my palm. He's like, you've had 2 heartbreaks back to back and you're going to have another one. I'm like, okay, this is getting way too fucking personal. I'm here for my coin, not a therapy session. After this sugar baby date, I'm like, this is not for me. Sugar baby, I'm not good at this. But my friend who was doing it at the time was like, wait, no, I have this other website where they pay you to go on dates. And I'm like, that's literally not true whatsoever. They're going to want to sleep with me. Because that was a big thing. I really didn't want to sleep with any of them. Because I was on a break with my boyfriend. I couldn't, whatever. She's like, no, I'm serious. They just pay you to go on a date. They're just lonely and they want company. I'm like, okay, fine. Perfect. I'll do it. So I get on the website and this one man's offering $500 for a little lunch date. I'm like, let me bring a friend because this seems too good to be true. Go to part 2.
Have you ever had a friend that literally hates you for no reason? Because I have. I was friends with this girl in high school. Let's call her Brittany. We were friends for probably a solid 3 or 4 years before I had to block her completely. When we would have sleepovers with a group of friends, this girl would be brutally picking on me the entire time. But when it was just me and her, she was great. She used to call me dumb and say she was smarter than me literally all the time. One time there was a pool party at her house and all the girls were putting on their swimsuits in one room. We were kind of all facing different corners of the wall. And she turned around, told everyone to look at me while I was changing and started laughing at how skinny I was. Literally was pointing at me and laughing. And this is when I was 14. Another time when we were 16 or 17, I was having a sleepover with her and another girl and she forced me to sleep on the tile floor while they slept on beds with no blankets or pillows, just straight up on the tile. Then she told me at the next sleepover she promised she would give me the bed, and then at the next sleepover the exact same thing happened again and I slept on the cold hard tile with no blankets or pillows. She also hated the fact that I wanted to be an influencer and that I was actively pursuing that. She would always tell me my career was gonna fail, I was gonna amount to nothing in life, and I was gonna end up homeless on the streets of LA while she was successful. I think part of the reason she was so mad was because her ex-boyfriend confessed his love to me, but I rejected him, and that was also towards the very beginning of our friendship. I'm telling you, there had to be more. She was also that girl that would immediately start putting me down whenever we were in front of a group of guys, like I was a threat or something, and she was trying to make me look bad in front of them all the time. So eventually senior year rolls around and I decide I am sick of putting up with her BS, and I don't know why I'm doormatting to her all these years and still being her friend when she treats me like that. My light shut off. So I'll tell you how our friendship breakup went. This is when I figured out that this girl is actually crazy. So I just started completely ignoring her and not responding to any of her texts, which worked for a month or two, until one of my other best friends was having a birthday and she wanted all of us to go out to brunch. Obviously Brittany was gonna be there, so I thought, it's fine, there's gonna be 7 of us there, I can easily just not talk to her, I'll just ignore her. Little did I know what was about to go down in the middle of this restaurant. Go to part 2.
Story time on how I caught my 5-year best friend hooking up for months with my 4-month relationship with my old boyfriend at the time. So let me just get this story straight. Let me kind of give you a little backstory. So me and this girl, we've known each other since 2nd, 3rd grade. And this story is set in 7th going to 8th grade. My best friend was always much more you can say, like, outgoing. She would always, like, take risks. Like, she didn't care. She wasn't scared to do anything. And, like, with guys, oh, she went ham-town with that shit. So, obviously, I knew she was a little freak, but obviously I didn't blame her for it. I was just, like, polar opposites, you know, like, I was innocent. She was, like, a little freak. And one day I'm on a call with my boyfriend, and my friend texted me. And she's like, hey, like, I want to go on a 2-man with you. We haven't gone on one in so long. Like, it's been forever. Let's do it. And I haven't hung out with this girl in a fat minute. Like, I've known her in elementary school. After elementary school, we went to different middle schools. So it was like, we were not really connected at the time. And I still knew her, like, and we still talked, but we haven't, like, seen each other in, like, a fat minute. Like, we still, like, talked, we still updated each other on stuff, you know, like, we were still best friends. But we weren't just as close as we used to be, you know? But one day, I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and she asked me, hey, do you want to go on a 2-man? Because we haven't went on one in so long. And I was like, oh my god, my boyfriend's best friend. Like, I read the message out loud, and my boyfriend was like, yo, my best friend's looking to go on a 2-man. Like, maybe we should go on a 2-man. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go on a 2-man. So, I haven't seen this girl in forever, and I see her, and I'm like, oh my god, hey girl, like, how are you? And she's like, oh my god, hey, like, I haven't seen you in so long, I missed you so much, like, right? Like, we're rebonding, like, we're literally reunited. And I'm with my boyfriend too, and she meets the new guy, and it's like, they're going great. Like, we've been on FaceTime all together before. The 2-man, sorry guy, the 2-man, we were all like on the phone together before the 2-man, like, we knew each other pretty well. But in the middle of the hangout, like, it's going great. I think it's going great. I'm having so much fun. I leave to go to the restroom for like a couple minutes. My best friend doesn't like want to come, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just go to the restroom myself, like, you know, right? And so they're just all alone, and we're at the mall, and they're just all alone, and I'm in the bathroom for like 10 minutes, like, I'm doing my makeup, whatever. And so I come back out, and then my boyfriend has like this really like weird expression on his face. And then her guy, he's just kind of like looking away, like, he's like this, and my best friend just has like the biggest smile on her face. So I'm like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, do you look sad because you miss me? He was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, like, why are you upset? And so I pulled him over to talk, and he was like, I'm fine, like, leave it alone, like, I'm fine. I was like, okay. After that, the hangout became kind of dull, but it was fine because it was like the end of it. Like, we were all about to leave. We were all tired, so I kind of assumed it was that. But I also assumed that he was mad at me, so I called him afterwards, and we were on the phone, and the first thing that he tells me, he's like, I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm like, okay, I won't be mad at you. He was like, your best friend was, like, literally, like, all up on me, like, and I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, I was literally with you guys, like, the whole time. Like, what do you mean my best friend was all up on you? He was like, when you went to the restroom, my best friend, like, walked away for a little bit to call his mom, and your best friend was hitting on me. I literally was like, no way she would do that. I was like, no way she would do that. It's my best friend. Like, I've known her since, like, 2nd grade. She wouldn't do that to me. And he was like, I swear, like, and that's like, why am I in a bad mood? And I was like, okay. But I left it alone because I did not want to start drama with this girl, especially because I haven't seen her in so long, and, like, this is the first time I've seen her in, like, a month or something, you know? But, like, now I know in my mind to, like, keep her away. Like, I just, like, was like, she told me that she wasn't really fucking with the guy that she was, like, with, so, like, we just won't go on a 2-man again, because I don't want her, like, to pull anything on my boyfriend, so it's fine. We just won't do anything with my boyfriend again. It's fine. Now, like, we won't get into any beef. It's fine. I knew that they had each other added, but, like, I didn't know that they were texting. I thought that they had each other added for, like, photos and shit from the group chat. And now I'm, like, in 8th grade. And so I'm with my boyfriend, and we're still together. Like, now it's, like, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. And my best friend she started going to the same middle school as me when I was in 8th grade. And I kid you not, I literally thought nothing of it because my best friend, like, I haven't, like, heard of the situation in, like, what, months, like, you know? But I was just so happy that she was here, and I'm so happy that, like, I got a friend, like, at my school. One day, I see them literally, because in our old school, we had, like, these bathrooms that were for the staff, and they had, like, multiple stalls, but, like, literally everybody snuck in there, you know, like, it wasn't really, like, for, like, the staff. Like, it was mostly for the students. Not really, like, students were allowed in there, but, like, nobody went in there. So my best friend and my boyfriend, I remember I was walking downstairs to go use the restroom, not the staff restroom, like, the actual restroom that I needed to use. And so I see them, and they're walking side by side going to the staff restroom. And this staff restroom is literally known for people doing stuff. And so I saw them walking. I was like, hey guys, right? Because I didn't really know what else to say. And they were literally about to like walk into like the hallway for the staff restroom. And in that hallway, it's literally like kind of like a dead end. So it's like this, it goes like a box, and the staff restroom is like on the side. So like they would just go in there and go in the side. And they were literally right about to walk into that hallway. And I was like, hey guys. And they turned around with the most scared face on their lips. They're like, oh, hey, Millie. And my boyfriend like immediately walks up to me. He's like, hey, my love, like, and hugs me. My best friend has the nastiest look on her face. She looks like she wanted to strangle me with like all the force in her that she could. He hugged me like this. I hugged her like him like this, and my head was like above his shoulder. I saw her face, she was like this. Later on, I kind of got a little bit suspicious because what the fuck was that? And I've seen them later on walk with each other in the hallways like multiple times, and they would always have like, the same thing always happen. And one day when me and my friend were at the lunch table, I remember she went up to go leave because we had like different lunches, and me and my boyfriend didn't have like the same lunch period at the time. And so we had different lunches, and me and this girl had the same lunch together. So she left her phone on the table, and I knew her password. I was a little bit suspicious, and I was like literally just trying to get the weight off of my chest. Like I knew that I was like, I knew she wouldn't do that, like wada. So I went through her phone, and I looked through every single platform where her and her boyfriend, and my boyfriend could have been messaging. I'm talking Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. Like, I'm not joking. Like, they had each other added on everything. Instagram, I don't know if I said that, but literally on Instagram, I went through his DMs, and I saw him reply to her story saying, oh my gosh, like, I wanna you right now. This was like at 11:59 at night. I was asleep, and this was on a Tuesday. What the fuck? Like, what the So I'm like, oh my god, there is no way that they're not texting more on like different accounts. I go on WhatsApp. I look through their messages. It's all the times that they hung out when I didn't know. Like, this is like during the summer 7th going to 8th grade. They were hanging out and they were hooking up for months. Like, literally, like, I was like, what the fuck? And I saw like nudes. Like, I literally could not. Like, I was so mad. My best friend comes back. I'm holding her phone like this. I look at her. She like walks up. I look at her and I fucking turn the phone around. She stands there like, and I'm like, what the fuck? I got into a whole argument with this girl in the cafeteria. It ended up being so bad that I got sent to the office. It got all resolved. We like just kind of told the office like some bullshit story. After that, I went to my boyfriend in school and I slapped him across the fucking face. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He was like, what? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You were fucking hooking up with my best friend for months. The whole school is watching at this point. The administrators are coming and we're just yelling back and forth at each other. Like, and I've never seen him yell like that. And then it got to the point where he literally pushed me and I was like, oh hell no. I like stopped him again. And then the administrator came and I was like literally like about to full on attack this boy and this little girl, but I couldn't because of fucking administrator. I got suspended for like what, 3-4 days, and now they're together. I hope you guys have a good like little life, because what the fuck was that? Also, by the way, girl, if he could do that shit to me, imagine what he's gonna do to you. Think about that shit, girl. You're not fucking stupid. And also, since I've known you since like fucking elementary school and you decided to ruin our trust just like that, fuck you. Go find yourself another girl best friend, because you know damn well none of them knew as much as I knew. Bye.
This is how I found out that my friend of 5 years is secretly seeing my ex-boyfriend. And for the purpose of the story, I'm not going to name you. In fact, I'm going to give you the decision of whether or not you want to come onto the internet and tell everyone how you are friends with your friend's ex. Personally, that's not something I would, but you seem to have no problem doing that on your close friends. I was dating a guy who lived in my apartment building for 6 months. This story, however, it's going to be focused on her. I do want to recognize the fact that he did a lot too that contributes to this. However, I was only with him for 6 months and I've known her for 5 years. I want to say first off, I have never done anything to this girl prior to this. In fact, she had no problems with me, which is why she went on my birthday trip recently on January 23rd. which is how she gained any proximity to my ex-boyfriend. All the information that I'm about to tell you is something that I've learned within the past 24 hours. I was meant to hang out with my friend when she asked me, hey, are you hanging out with this girl? And I go, no, I'm not. She's like, are you sure? And she's like, oh, because her location has been at your apartment complex for the past 3 nights. And mind you, she wasn't actually the only person that came forward and noticed the fact that her location was at my apartment complex. There's 2 separate people who on their own saw that you were here. The first friend noticed the fact that you were here and texted you, hey, what floor are you off, to drop something off to you that you left at her apartment. And what do you say? That, oh, I met a guy last night and that's why I slept over here, when the guy was my boyfriend. And that is the first time out of many times that she lied about sleeping over at my ex-boyfriend's place. She says that she's just about to leave. So what do? As a person that lives here? I go downstairs to the lobby. And I didn't want this to be true. I didn't want the information that you've been sleeping over at my ex-boyfriend's place. I didn't ask for any information. It was given to me. So I thought the best way to do this would be to straight up ask you as I waited in the lobby for you. Then another person come forward that has your location, knows the fact that the location moved. Meaning you left my building without going through the lobby, which means your only other choice was going through the residential parking. So then I go downstairs to the parking lot and my ex-boyfriend's car isn't there anymore. With your location changing, mind you, did not ask for this information, was very so politely given. I noticed the fact that it changed to a cafe that only my ex-boyfriend knows about. When all of a sudden you turn your location off. And when you did that, you just made it so much worse. An innocent person wouldn't do that. And when you were caught being at this cafe, you got a call from one of our friends, who also is and now was your friend. She calls you and says, hey, I just got told that someone spotted you with Sophia's ex-boyfriend. Would you ultimately reply and say, no, I wasn't at a cafe with Sophia's boyfriend? She also gave you about 5 times to confess to what you did, and you denied it every single time. At this point, you're caught publicly and privately. But that's regardless, because then you decide to text her afterwards, confessing to the fact that you were there with my ex-boyfriend. If there was nothing going on between you and my ex-boyfriend, would you have felt the need to lie? Right. That was the second time that you lied. That friend then tells you to text me. You text me saying this feels like high school. Who made it high school? Did anyone force you to be with my ex-boyfriend that I broke up with 2 weeks ago? Did anyone make you get that coffee with him? In fact, you didn't even respond to me when I asked you to unfollow him on Instagram. That's because that same man talked so badly about you that I thought he didn't deserve you as I defended you over and over. You may have not known that information, but you do know it now, and you can ask him about it. And then you confirm the fact that you're friends with my ex-boyfriend. And then you say that you're working with my ex and that this is not malicious towards me at all. And within that text, you bring up his roommate, meaning you were in his place. And if you were working together or for business, why didn't you say that? And why were you sleeping over? A question, who hangs out with their friend's ex-boyfriend? Did I do that to yours? But you made a very viral video calling out your roommate who did the same. So suddenly you have an issue when girls are hanging out with your boyfriend, but when you hang out with mine, it's fine? The point is, I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, not you. You are my friend, you owed me loyalty. So anyways, I respond. And this took a lot out of me. Couldn't believe that it was true. But I knew within my heart, I just needed to step away from this situation. Which I said to you, I'm not interested in the details of what you wish to admit or deny with me. My stance isn't based on one thing or one person, but evidence I've seen directly. From turning off your location, your inconsistent story, and being with him in private and public made this situation. This isn't about me wanting to control who you follow or who you see. It's about being open on honesty and respect, which you don't have for me. I'm not asking for a back and forth debate on your experience with him. I've made my decision based on the information that I have. I wish you well. And him, but I'm stepping back from this. Does that sound like high school to you? Or does that sound like the most mature response I could have given you? It's more than what you deserve. Even though I made it very clear that this was not a conversation, you decided to reply. So then she says, I would have been very willing to have a conversation with you, but having other people track my location and the girl texting me to talk about Valentine's Day, which I genuinely want to talk about it just to get me on the phone, is very manipulative, and I would have been open to having a conversation. It really didn't have to be like this. You're right, it didn't have to be, but you lied to me and all of our friends, and you got caught. I want you to notice through that text, she did not address any of her actions. Why she lied to me, lied to her friends, and is sneaking behind my back with my ex-boyfriend and lying about it. But instead, she deflected and made it about me. Isn't that manipulation? After this, I block you because I realized that there's nothing I can say or do for you to learn, because this is not even the first time that you've done something like this. You have a pattern of being with your friends' ex-boyfriends. You want to admit that you did all of this? That's fine. I'll bring in the friends that you did that to as well. Then I put something on my close friends announcing that we're no longer friends. And again, wishing you the best. But you say, how are you going to block me, then announce on your close friends that we're no longer friends? Is that not true? We aren't friends. You made that clear. Then you say, yes, me and your ex are still friends, and now I feel zero remorse because you want to act like a little high schooler rather than your grown age of 24. At least you publicly admitted it on your close friends that you are friends with my ex. So people know I'm not lying. She says that she has no remorse about her actions, so do with that what you will. And you bring up my age. You were born a year after me. The man that you want is 2 years older than me. The final takeaway of this situation is this is why people don't like you. There are more horror stories about you than letters in your name. For that reason, I think you and my ex really deserve each other. You can play victim, but you're both guilty. Because of your actions on that day, you lost 4 girlfriends. I'm sure it's no shock to you because you've gone through more friends than anyone in LA. And as I'm telling the story time, no one who knows you is surprised. Everyone who's been through something with you came forward to me. This is just simply who you are. My final 2 questions to you is, number 1, how is the almond latte? And number 2, how do I taste? I am joking, but you have done this before with your friend exes and you did sleep over, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Have you ever had to lay down because your food delivery process was too stressful? Listen, I don't usually like pizza, okay? Yesterday, I was like, yo, I'm craving pizza, okay? Find a place that is that's near me. It's delivering pizza. It's not like a chain store, right? That's my big mistake. To be honest, that's my big mistake. Never support. No, actually, let me not say. I order pizza, okay? And like, you know, when you order something on like Uber Eats or whatever, it gives you like 10 minutes to order something else, like, you know, without like paying extra for delivery or whatever. So I order like a cake from Magnolia Bakery. Like I order like banana pudding, okay? So I order my pizza and my banana pudding. Okay. Anyways, so I'm like, you know, waiting for and I'm starving, right? Like I'm watching my fucking app. I'm watching this little guy like, you know, bike from one place to another, right? And like, you know, I'm waiting and he's around the corner. I'm excited. I got dressed. I went downstairs. Like honestly, it was desperate. Way too excited for food. I go downstairs, I'm waiting my pizzas. And he pulls up and he's taking forever to lock his bike. I'm like, Wallah, you don't need to. You can actually just pull up to the door. I'm outside. Like, actually, but it's fine. I wait for him to finish everything, comes up to me. He doesn't speak English. He only speaks Spanish, right? Gives me the Magnolia Bakery. Gives me my little cake. And then he starts turning around to get on his bike. And I was like, excuse me? Where's my pizza? And he acts like he doesn't know what pizza is. I'm like, no. I speak Arabic. I have multiple family members that only speak Arabic. They don't speak English, okay? We all know what a pizza is. Fuck off. We all know what a pizza is. Shut up. We all know what it's spelled like. We all know how it's pronounced. We all know what pizza is. You can even say it in different ways. You know, pizza, whatever your, you know, culture makes you say it like, okay? But we all know what a pizza is, okay? So he's trying to act like he doesn't know pizza. So I'm like, where's my pizza? And then eventually he pulls up Google Translate and I type in, where is my pizza? He reads it in Spanish and he's like, he types something. He writes it out and then he shows me and it says, the restaurant refused to give me the pizza. I was like, excuse me? So then I'm like, wait, give me your phone. So I type in and I'm like, why? And he goes, I don't know. He said, I don't have the facilities. I was like, what a weird word. What a weird word. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to say. He also said someone else will take care of it. Don't worry, just enjoy your cake, sir. I was like, sounds good, whatever. He goes away. I go upstairs. Within seconds, it just says order complete. Basically, I got charged, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yo, this is so annoying, right? So I call support. They fix the situation. They refund me, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to order again. But this time, I'm like, yo, let me call the pizza shop and see what the issue is. Because they've already made my pizza. I'm not going to wait another 45 minutes. You know what I mean? I call the shop, and the guy's like Italian, right? And I'm like, hi, excuse me? He's like, hello. I was like, I just have like a mini question. I just ordered a pizza and the driver said that you refused to give it to him. And he was like, yes, is this Adib? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yes, hello. It would have been a big risk. A big risk to deliver pizza? Excuse me? It's not gold. Well, it's not gold. He's like, no, no, no. The driver came on a bike. Okay. That is risky. Why would it be risky, sir? The pizza. What if it shifts and ebbs and flows inside the box? Ebbs and flows. What are you? What is? Give me the pizza. I'm starving. Fuck you. Actually, it was. Oh my god. I've never actually, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted the technology to exist to just like be able to flick him on the forehead like through my phone. I was like, let the pizza ebb and flow, babe. Let the pizza ebb and flow. Let it ebb and flow. It's my pizza. Let it ebb. I want it to ebb and flow. Okay? Let it ebb and flow. So I'm like, listen, I don't care if the next person comes on a camel, a horse, a rat. Give them the pizza. Give them the goddamn pizza. He was like, are you sure at your own risk? I was like, at my own risk. Give them the pizza. He was like, okay. So I reordered the fucking pizza. And, someone else was going to pick it up, okay? This time we're going to call her Sarah, okay? She was a girl this time. Sarah, I see Sarah, going from on the map, going to his pizza shop, okay? She gets to the pizza shop, and I see her sitting there for 5 minutes. I'm like, the pizza's done. What's taking so long? He's doing something to her. I know. He's giving her an issue. 5 minutes into it, she calls me. I was like, here we go. I answer. It's like, hi, this is Sarah. You're on speaker. Yes, hello. Oh my God. Leave me alone, man. I already told you I'll take out my own risk. Yes, hello. I just wanted to tell you, she neither has the space nor the facilities to take this pizza. Yo, that sounds like you're attacking her. Like, that's not right. It's like holding back a laugh, but also it's like, are you holding my pizza hostage right now? What is the issue? She came on a motorbike. A motorbike? Is that any better than a bicycle that came before? I don't care. The pizza, the cheese will get stuck to the top of the box. I was like, I was like, listen, I would rather have cheese that's stuck to the top of the box than no cheese at all, because I never got my pizza. Okay, give me the pizza. Eventually he goes, okay, I'm gonna need you to repeat the following sentence. I, at my own risk, will take the pizza on a bike. I, at my own risk, take the pizza on a bike. Give me the pizza. He gives her the pizza finally. I wait like 10 minutes until the lady, shows up. She gives me a pizza, and literally I open the door, I take the pizza from her, and she just rolls her eyes. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm rolling my eyes at him. I just had flashbacks just thinking about the fact that he interrogated me about the facilities, the gear, and the space that I don't have. And I just felt like it was a personal attack. I was like, I felt it too over the phone, I felt like that was a personal attack too. If I were you, I would have said something. That's all. Not me stirring the pot. But that's all I had to say, okay? Uber Eats, thank you so much for resolving the issue very quickly. But that pizza store is beef. Like, you know what hurts too? The pizza slap. The pizza was so good. That's what pissed me off so much. Like, how dare you have good pizza after all of that? How dare you have good pizza? Like, now I'm going to have to go pick it up myself next time on foot. Or on a bike, just to be spiteful. Like, honestly, oh my God. But it was so good. Like, it's fine. It was so good. But I literally had to lay down after it. It was too much.
So I had a sleepover when I was 12, okay? I invited 3 girls from school. And for all intents and purposes, the beginning of the party was totally fine. We had pizza, we had music, we watched movies, we had games. Like, it was everything that you would expect from a sleepover. We laid our little pallets out. It was time for us to get ready for bed. It was around midnight, okay? And then suddenly, one of the girls in the crew says, my nigga just texted me I need to go see him. Mind you, she's 12. So I said, I'm sorry, is he like nearby? Like what is happening right now? And she's like, he's at Popeyes down the street. I'm about to walk down there. I'm sorry. First of all, it's midnight, number one. Number two, I didn't know 12-year-olds had niggas. Number three, Popeyes is like almost a mile away. Like, what is going on? I was like, no, girl, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. My mother would literally, absolutely, 100% kill every single one of us. You cannot go. You cannot do this. She's like, where's my coat? So she's like getting ready to go. And I'm like, you guys, we are not leaving here to go walk to Popeyes to go see some man that you're talking to. And she's like, I'm leaving. Y'all don't have to come. But then one of the other girls was like, well, I want to come. So she goes to get her coat. So they get their coats, they put on their boots, they walk outside. They close the back door to my house and they're gone into the night. Now, in my mind, because I'm 12, juvenile, at this point, I still believed in Santa Claus. That's another story for another day. But I'm thinking they're just outside playing. So I go outside, I open the back door, I'm walking around the house, I'm surveying the perimeter. I'm like, you guys, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't see them. And you know why I don't see them? Because they gone. They went to Popeyes to go see the girl's nigga. So I'm sitting here panicked. I'm sitting here on the couch and I'm literally crying. I got one other friend in here and I'm like, girl, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? She's like, I don't know. I really don't know. And she's scared and I'm scared. And my mother could come downstairs at any minute and see the two girls who were supposed to be at the sleepover are missing at Popeyes. I don't even know how much time had passed. It could have been an hour. The door opens to the back door and they come back and I let out a sigh of relief because they have at least made it back safe. But I am pissed because they almost died. They almost got me killed. And in behind them walks the nigga. The nigga's here. He's here in my house, okay? I don't know who this man is. I don't know how old he is, but he has followed these 12-year-old girls back to my house. They sir, I said, who are you? Oh, I'm her friend. She's like, that's my man. Your man? You're 12. This boy looked like he was about 17, 18 years old. Like, he looked way too old to be dealing with a 12-year-old girl. I said to myself, I was like, girl, he cannot stay here. Why are you here, sir? You have to leave. You need to leave now. He's like, but I'm hungry. I'm like, didn't you just come from Popeyes? Yeah, but we ain't getting nothing to eat. What y'all got to eat? I'm like, sir, I need you to get out of my house. If my mom comes down, if my dad comes down, you're going to die. You don't understand. He's like, man, I smack everybody in here. What? What do you mean? So I say, listen, what do you want to eat? I will give you some food and then you need to leave. He was like, y'all got some pizza? Yes, we have some pizza. So I go to the kitchen to go get pizza. As I'm putting cold pizza onto a paper plate, I hear the stairs. I hear, it's my mama. She comes down the stairs. She walks into the kitchen. She says, what are you girls doing? Why do I keep hearing this back door open and close down here? What are y'all doing? It's like, oh, we were just playing, Mom. We getting ready to go to bed. It's fine. She's like, well, I need to go in here and see. I'm like, no. You don't need to see anything. It's just girls being girls. And this is our girl time, so you need to go upstairs. She's like, you can't tell me what to do in my house. Bop, in my face. Smack me in my face in front of my friends. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you in your house. But we're just trying to have girls time. And we're about to go to bed. I'm so sorry, Mom. She was like, you better go to bed. I go back to the room. I'm like, you guys, that was my mother. This needs to end now. Here is your pizza. Here is your juice box. Get the fuck out. And he's like, I'm not about to eat it outside. So he sits there by the door eating the pizza. All of a sudden, I hear the footsteps coming back. Eat her on the stairs. This is my mama again. So we take all the pallets that were on the floor, throw them over this young ruffian. And blankets and comforters in the corner that is like a human-sized pallet just covering this boy in the corner because my mom has come in to the living room and she wants to see what we're up to. Hey, Mom. Told you we're just hanging out. She's like, why are the comforters in the corner? Because we were about to make up a dance and we needed the space on the floor. It's like, you all need to go to bed. It's after midnight. You know what? We don't even need to make up a dance anymore. We're gonna just turn this light off. Boop. Turn it off. Love you, Mom. Go to bed. Good night. She goes back upstairs. We have somehow gotten away with this. I said, listen, do you know how fucking close it was? Get out of my house. So finally, the man gets up. He kisses my friend, my 12-year-old friend, and then leaves our house. I haven't had a party since.
Things my narcissistic mum did to me growing up that always have people's jaws on the floors when I tell them. One that always shocks people is that I was not allowed female friends. I could have as many guy friends as I wanted, but the second I made a girlfriend, she would sabotage our relationship somehow. My mum is the definition of pick me and telling me and feeding me this idea that all girls were bitches. I was better than every other girl ever. That it was so much better to be one of the boys and not have any girlfriends because there's so much drama, they're boy obsessed. It's made it out like I was better than every other girl, like, in my class at school and things. She would always be like, oh, well, you're one of the boys and all the boys love you, so, like, you're better. But I just never, like, it never clicked, it never felt like that. So when I would make a female friend, she would, you know, my mum would invite her over, she'd come to the house and stuff, and then my mum would nitpick her and find a reason to stop us being friends. Like, I remember we were like 12 and I made friends with a girl who wore like makeup, but I also wore makeup at this time. Like, and my mum was like, well, it's different when she does it. I don't want you being friends with her. What? She also played on the fact that I was more like tomboyish and stuff and made it really like adult. I was a literal child, and whenever I talk about like my nerdy interests, like comic books or like Star Wars or anything, she'd be like, oh my god, you're literally a nerdy boy's wet dream. Like, you're gonna make so many boys like want you. I didn't care. When I was 13, she kicked me out and I ran away. It was very 50-50. After finding out I was like really depressed and I was really struggling mentally, and she just didn't want to deal with that. So I like moved around for a few months before I was taken in and then later on adopted. And my mum, when she found out, she was so angry. Mind you, this woman kicked me out and didn't speak to me for a year. When she finds out that I'm not homeless, is like, I don't know, and gets mad because I wasn't homeless. You can't make your 13-year-old homeless, babe. The next thing is that she would lie to me about the most random, insignificant things. This example of this is that she told me that one of her friends who she wasn't too close with, like, you know, they'd known each other as kids, and I'd only met her once or twice. She told me that she had breast cancer and she'd seen it on Facebook. Now, she didn't want sympathy from this or anything. She, like, didn't want attention or sympathy. It was just something she mentioned in passing. And over the next few months, she would give me, like, little updates, like, oh, like, about her recovery, like, she's recovering really well. And I was like, oh, that's really great. I found out this friend never had cancer. But, like, my mum gained nothing out of telling me that. It was just to lie. Like, I still don't know why she did that, because, like, what? And the freakiest one is that she was so obsessed with Gilmore Girls. Like, it was her favourite thing in the world. Everyone used to say, like, she looked a lot like Lorelai. She would cut her hair like her and do, like, similar makeup, similar clothes. Like, you know, cute. I actually had not watched Gilmore Girls until, like, a few months ago. Mainly because of that. When I tell you my jaw was on the floor, my mum would, like, literally act out episodes in our real life. We had a signature diner that we'd go to, and I remember really vividly her saying lines that they say in the show. I also realised that my mum had a thing about not letting me, like, choose my own haircut, and she always had, like, a very precise idea of what she wanted my hair to look like. She cut my hair throughout my life in the order Rory does in the seasons. Like, I was looking back at photos and I was like, what the? She would, like, dress me in all the same outfits and stuff too, which, I mean, I can understand that you like something, you take inspiration from it, but, like, icing on the cake with this is that she told me that she had an argument with my grandparents when I was a kid because they wanted her to marry my dad, and she didn't want to because she was young and she got pregnant with me quite young. That never happened. However, it does happen on Gilmore Girls. I just think that's a bit, like, creepy. I'm like, what? Anyone wondering, I've not spoken to this woman since, like, 2021. And we've been in contact for a very long time. And I'm adopted, and my mom is very nice, so.
A woman came into my job today, asking for a cup of coffee. I said, absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely, ma'am. I would like nothing more than to serve you this coffee on this fine Sunday, ma'am. I give her a coffee. Now she's asking for cream. I say, absolutely, ma'am. Let me know when. Let me know when, mama. Let me know when. I'm here with it. She says, okay, give me a tiny, teeny bit off to start off with. I said, I got you, girl. I got you. I go, doot. Teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. This woman looks up at me. She smirks. She chuckles. You want to be here all day, sweetheart? You must not be. Excuse the fuck out of me? Excuse the fuck out of me? You said teeny. You said teeny tiny. You said, in fact, please give me a teeny tiny bit to start off with. And that's what the fuck I did. So I take a step back to reflect on my choices. Then I come back up to her. And I say, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Here's some more cream. Boom, 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 boom. Sweetie, that's too much cream. I know. Oh, I know. Enjoy your coffee, bitch.
You are a dumbass like me. Don't have a fuckboy for a roommate in college. It will ruin your life, especially if they're white and you're POC. It will ruin your... Okay, basically, my freshman year, I moved from the Middle East to here, right? Met this kid, he's a frat boy, did not know what that was. Anyways, he had a girlfriend, her name is Karen. She's 5'4", blonde, extensions, you know the drill, sorority girl, very typical, whatever. She looks like every other bitch in the nicest way possible. I'm gonna get to it. Anyways, her name is Karen. She introduced herself. I introduced myself. She remembered my name. I, however, did not. Because in the Middle East, I'm used to Fatma. I'm used to Khadija. I'm not used to fucking Karen. You know what I mean? So that's a weird name for me. So I would forget her name. And every time I'd meet her, she'd barge in. She'd be like, hey, Adib. I'd be like, hey, Courtney. Fuck. She'd be like, oh, it's actually Karen. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. Whatever. Next time she'd come in, she'd be like, oh, is Max here? I'd be like, oh, Caroline. Hey. She'd be like, my name's not Caroline. It's Karen. And I'm like, so sorry. Next time, Chloe. She'd be like, it's Karen. I was like, so sorry. But one time I woke up, right? She was in the room. Max wasn't. I was just like, oh, hey, good morning, whatever. Awkward as fuck, obviously. I'm getting ready for class. And I was just like, oh yeah, and Karen, I remembered your name this time. Karen, can you pass me this? She was like, my name is Coraline, actually. And I was like, really? Didn't you just say yesterday that you were Karen? And she was just like, no, what the fuck? Does he have a girlfriend? And I was just like, aren't you his girlfriend? And she was like, are you fucking serious? She's like, what the fuck? Pulls out her phone. Karen, what the fuck? Are you dating Max? What the fuck? Screaming, right? Not even an hour later, someone's banging at the door. I wear glasses, by the way. I just never wear them. She's banging at the door. I open it again, and I was like, oh, hey. And she's like, where the fuck is he? He comes in, slaps him in the face. She's like, you're cheating on me. What the fuck? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yo, Caroline's pissed. And I was like, oh, excuse me, Caroline. I'm just going to squeeze past you. She goes, it's fucking Karen with an I. And I was like, right. So from now on... I'm gonna mind my business. I moved out. I couldn't do anymore. Fuck that. Do not live with a white fuckboy. It's just, they have a type. It's a clone of one person. Who that person is, probably their mom. Who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Things people actually said to me the day my dad died. Starting off really strong with the officer that was on site while my dad's body was being dragged from our house. He said, at least you get to miss school today. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys sit with that one for a second. Then the people that I thought were my friend at the time came over because, my dad just died. And we go for a walk and one of them says, oh my gosh, I can't believe we just skipped school for no reason. I'd love to be at school right now, actually, if it meant my dad was still alive, but... On this same exact walk, another one of these girls that was my friend at the time, she'd been dreading taking this math test that she was supposed to do that she didn't study for. She was one of the first people at my house, of course. She bolted over there. And she goes, dang, your dad's really pulling through for me. Got me out of my math test. I beg your finest pardon, ma'am. I'm
so glad you got out of your math test. I just lost my father. And just to wrap up, because this was only from the first 24 hours, I was sitting on the couch with said friends in the evening, and I started to silently cry a little bit. And because I'm the people pleaser I am, I apologize. I apologize to them for making them uncomfortable. Instead of doing any normal human reaction, they go, oh, it's okay. I mean, we just don't really know how to talk to you. You know what? That one's totally fair. That one's totally fair, but you know what? You don't have to talk either. You could have just hugged your friend who's crying because she just lost her dad less than 12 hours ago, but who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
I was talking to my parents and I'm like, did you guys ever have another name picked out for me? And my dad was like, well, I did suggest one. And your mother said that she would divorce and beat the shit out of me. I was like, okay, well, what was your suggestion? What could it possibly have been? Dumbass? Like, I don't... He says Angie. I'm like, well, what is your ex's name or what? Like, what's the issue with Angie? Now, let's preface this. My mother had an extremely difficult delivery with me. She almost died. I almost died. So at the end of all that, she was not in a good mood, right? Number two, my father passed out mid-delivery. So she was not happy with him, right? Because I'm dying. Why the fuck are you on the floor? Get the fuck up. Then number three, she was told that I was going to be a boy. So because she didn't have any boy names picked out, she was like, listen, come up with something and let's just get this over with. So my dad said Ange, and my mother, who was very extremely stressed and annoyed, she heard engine. Now, my father's a car dealer. So my mom starts yelling at him. She's like, I knew it. I shouldn't have married a car dealer. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God, what kind of a father are you going to be? If you're trying to name your daughter Engine. And my dad was like, no, I'm saying Angie. And my mom was like, get the fuck out of the room. Anyway, she picked out my name. She called him back into the room. She was like, write this on the fucking birth certificate. And if I see the word engine anywhere on that piece of paper, I will kill you. He's like, but I never said engine. She's like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, my father filled out my birth certificate. He spelled my name wrong, but at least my name's not Engine.